Hello and welcome to another SkaredCast Battle Report. Today we have the Dark Eldar face against the Necron menace. Let's begin. Today, 1850 points of Decurion Necrons with Void Shield Generator and lots of nasties face off against 1850 points of Eldar and Dark Eldar allies, practicing for the War Masters Challenge 1850 point singles tournament. We're playing 1850 points. The mission is Ready Advance. So there's 5 objectives. They've been placed. There's one behind that green wall back there, and one in the middle of all these venoms right here. And every turn there's missions that are unlocked, from killing enemy units to securing certain objectives. So as the game progresses, the objectives will become apparent. Got some warp spiders down there, 2 warwalkers that scouted backwards away from the 10 Necron jet bikes. Dire Avengers and a Wave Serpent, Ravager, Grotesques and a Raider, 5 Scourge, Haywire Blasters, 5 Venoms, 4 with Warrior Blasters, and 1 with a Lamian, another Ravager. In a reserve I have a Razewing Jet Fighter and 5 Mandrakes that are going to be out flanking. We have a Destroyer Cult with 3 units of Destroyers, 1 unit of Heavy Destroyers, and the Destroyer Lord down here. 1 unit of 16 Necron Warriors, 1 unit of 17 Necron Warriors, 2 units of 10 ignoring cover 3+ armor save Necron jet bikes, the Necron Immortals with the Overlord, and of course the really cool Void Shield Generator that busted up from underneath. The Dark Eldar want to go first, and it is not night fight. The Necrons will attempt to seize the initiative as the game begins now. And they don't. It is Dark Eldar, turn 1. And in turn 1, the objective is Ascendancy. So, score Ascendancy by having any 3 objective markers at the end of your player turn. Some shooting forced this unit into jinking and they lost 1 model thanks to the Warwalkers. The Warp Spiders have boosted and jumped and boosted, and they captured that objective over here. And all this fleet of tanks firing killed 2 destroyers and left 1 with 1 rune remaining, with some good rolling on both sides. And the Dark Eldar have captured this objective with the Grotesques. They've captured this objective back here, and the Scourge have captured this objective here in order to gain Ascendancy, which has given them 1 point towards their primary mission. But First Blood escapes their grasp, with only 1 wound left on that destroyer. To Necron, turn 1. Let's see what this brings. The Necron turn began with the Phalanx moving forward. Lots of shooting from a lot of destroyers. Saw 2 hull points on my Homunculus Raider, and then a lot of jinking made by that Venom right there. The shooting from the snap shooting unit forced I chose to flicker jump away to save them from the murdering fire of that unit. They lost 1 model, but that allowed the Necrons to jump onto Objective 1 for Ascendancy as well. Other shooting saw this Ravager stunned and can only snap shoot. So now we're moving on to Dark Eldar turn 2. Oh, and this Destroyer Lord activated his Solar Pulse so that I can only snap shoot at him next turn. So we will now roll for reserves. I have a Razorwing Jet Fighter to arrive, and he does. And I have a unit of Mandrakes to arrive, and they do as well. I can't modify it with my Autarch to make them stop. They're coming in. Let's begin with the Razorwing, blasting 19 jet bikes and killing no one with his missiles. Then the Mandrakes fired at the jet bikes, killing no one. Then the Dire Avengers killed no one. Then the 3 Venoms killed 1. Then the Wave Serpent killed 3, blasting his Serpent Shield, after the 2 Warwalkers also failed to do any damage. But they did force the unit into jinking, and now there's only 5 jet bikes there. So this flank is still heavy with Necrons. I forgot to move the Warp Spiders, so I just ran them this way. I got these warriors out of a Venom, who boosted all the way up to objective number 5 that's back there, and objective secured it, giving me secure objective 5. I also needed to secure objective 4, which was my objective, which I got with that Ravager. Then the Grotesques and the Autarch jumped out, charged in, denying Overwatch with the Banshee Mask, instant killing one of the destroyers that got through the modified reanimation protocol, and took a wound in return. But the Necrons held firm in combat, and gaining me first blood, I killed the last destroyer that was left. And we're now moving on to Necron's turn 2. The Necron retaliation was swift. Shooting at the Razorwing did nothing. These over here shot into these Venoms and put 1 hull point on each one with the blast weapons, and tore 1 splinter cannon off each one. The Lamian inside that one is snap shooting. The warriors fired a lot into the Mandrakes, killing 2 after their 2+ stealth saves. A lot of shooting into that Venom. It passed every invulnerable and jink it had to make against all those warriors, against the Tesla Immortals, against the Staff of Light, while the heavy destroyers immobilized, took the scatter laser off, put 2 hull points on the Wave Serpent, just sitting there. These destroyers fired into the Venoms to no effect, and in combat I did challenge with my Aberration, who's my Warlord, against his Destroyer Lord to try and instant kill the Destroyer Lord, but that didn't go so well for the Aberration. He lost a wound, and I lost 1 more wound in combat, so no wounds done to the destroyers. Oh no, I did 1 wound to the destroyers. The Void Shield Generator did not repair the hull point I did on it last turn. And now the objectives are sitting 3 primary objectives to the Dark Eldar, 1 to the Necrons, and the objectives that have been unlocked are Blood and Guts, so kill a unit in combat, and Overwhelming Firepower, kill a unit with shooting. Turn 3. The Warp Spiders jumped in, lots of shooting, killed 2 of those guys. They jumped in to tie them up in combat, lost 2 in combat. The Power Blades did nothing, but they tied them up. Lots of shooting, killed 3 out of the 4 jet bikes that were left here. Mandrakes charged in, killed the last one to get Blood and Guts in combat. And I moved up and just basically tried to shoot as much as I could. I took all 3 shields off the Void Shield Generator, and I killed a few of warriors from that unit, while the Exarch, the Autarch, did a heroic intervention to get the Aberration, the Warlord, out of combat, and used his Fleshbane, Shard of Anaris. 1 instant death wound got through, but it was saved by the Phase Shifter. Other than that, nothing else happened in that combat. And we're moving on to Necron, turn 3. Warp Spiders hit and run out of combat, but we had that Venom die to shooting. All the Mandrakes die to shooting. We had that Venom die to shooting as well, and the occupants are pinned. Then we had that Ravager lose a lance and also can't move or shoot from shooting. All the warriors that were right here died, and in combat the Vol's work weapon instant killed the Destroyer Lord, and I killed 1 more of the destroyers, but the other one stayed even with a -4 modifier to his leadership test. We're moving on to Dark Eldar, turn 4, and now yes, and the Necrons have now captured objective 4 for a point, and they have shot a unit into oblivion for another point, bringing the grand total of the game 4 to 4 in total. No, 4 to 3? Yes. We'll be back. Lots of shooting. Got the Dire Avengers inside the Venom. shot down this unit to 4 moles. Then the warp spiders charged in again, killed one more with the power blades finally, and they tied them up in combat. That venom objective secured that objective 3. This venom with unit inside secured that objective 2. And then the grotesques finally killed the last, destroying that unit, consolidated up to now threaten the main force. The warriors did take some damage as the Razorwing killed a couple, even though the generated shields had 2 generated shields, because he's within the generated shields, killing the ones that were within range, and then allowing the disintegrated cannon and the Ravagers to do some damage. So we're moving on to Necron turn 4. Let's see what the Decurion can do. The Necrons charged in, killed that venom for a point, and captured objective 3 for a point. The warp spiders hit and run out of that combat again. Other shooting saw another venom die somewhere over here and kill 2 of the warriors. The other warriors are fine. Lots of shooting from those warriors did nothing to my grotesques. And other than that, it is now a 5-4 game on the primary, as the Necrons have captured 2 more points. So moving on to turn 5, which is no prisoners, which is kill an enemy unit and secure objective 1, which is the objective in the middle of the board. Turn 5. I tied up that unit, but both Warwalkers took a hull point. I've tied up that unit again, and the warp spiders are still in combat. I successfully ran with these Cabalites to capture objective 1. Lots of shooting, saw some of the warriors die, and I charged in and killed them all in combat, ran them down, giving me no prisoners, while I shot a lot at these destroyers and did nothing. So now we're moving on to Necron turn 5. Could be the end of the game. What will the Necrons be able to do? The Necron destroyers were unable to kill the Cabalite warriors in the ruins, and they're fearless now, so he was unable to capture objective 1. The heavy destroyers killed everybody by objective 2, and he captured objective 2 for a point. And he also succeeded in killing the Warwalkers, while the warp spiders hit and run back there as well. So at the end of turn 5, the Dark Eldar have 8 points to the Necrons 7 points, because the Necrons in primary, and in secondaries I have Linebreaker and First Blood, and the Necrons will be getting Linebreaker with these destroyers here. Does the game continue to turn 6? It does. Razorwing came back on the board. Shooting finally killed the 2 Tomb Blades that were left, and I swarmed my objective with bodies to prevent him from taking any objectives. I killed 2 of the heavy destroyers. I hid my unit in the ruins, and I put another unit on objective 1 in order to make it even harder for the Necrons to capture that objective. We're moving on to Necrons turn 6. Warriors tried to fire into the warp spiders, and they jumped behind a wall so they couldn't be seen. The Immortals moved up, charged the Cabalite warrior unit that was in the ruins, and the whole slapfest over here saw no one die. The fearless Dark Eldar hold true. This heavy destroyer tried to kill the line-breaking raider and didn't, because I jinked. And other than that, it is the end of turn 6. Does the game continue? It is my turn to roll this time. On a full plus, we go to game turn 7. The game is over. I got Ascendancy, Secure Objective 4, Secure Objective 5, Blood and Guts, Overwhelming Firepower, Secure Objective 2, Secure Objective 3, No Prisoners, Secure Objective 1. The Necrons got Secure Objective 4, Secure Objective 5, Blood and Guts and Overwhelming Firepower, Secure Objective 2 and 3, No Prisoners, and they were unable to get, an Ascendancy. They were unable to get Secure Objective 4, which was my objective, or Secure Objective 1, which was the objective in the middle of the table by the end of the game. Okay, thanks a lot for watching. Make sure you stay tuned to the Tactical Corner, where we go over the tactics in-game. This has been a really fun battle report. Thanks a lot to all the patrons who support the channel. And, as always, this is Gary, your grateful host, signing out, and we'll see you next time on another SkaredCast Battle Report. Hello and welcome to another Tactical Corner. Today we're looking at an 1850 point game following the War Masters Challenge tournament format. So you're allowed lots of different formations, attachments, as long as they're not from more than 2 different books. So I decided to take Dark Eldar and Eldar. Now, for competitive play, this is an army that I dread. The Necron Decurion is one of the toughest armies out there, and the fact that there were 2 giant swarms of cover-ignoring Tomb Blade jet bikes, probably the nastiest things for an army that's filled with skimmers that rely on jinking. So I knew a couple of things coming into the game. One, I was going to have to play to the objectives and take advantage of my high number of objective secured units against his non-objective secured units to capture the different objective points. I also knew that I had to deal with the Tomb Blades quickly and effectively, either tying them up in combat or focusing fire and shooting them down. Now, I wasn't going to be able to do much damage. I wanted to ignore anything that was near that void shield generator and try and split the Necron army up and pull him outside of the protection of the void shields. Now, this did work. By going for objectives early, he started spreading out and allowed me to bring my firepower to bear with my movement to the specific units. Now, CJ's rolls for his reanimation protocols and his armor saves were absolutely phenomenal. And, you know, I had some really good jinx saves as well, so it wasn't really any sort of rolling discrepancy. It was more of a tactical gameplay. My grotesques really were the heavy lifters, holding up an entire flank by themselves, taking down the Destroyer Lord, and then eventually taking down some more of the Necron phalanx. And on the far flank, I think the Warp Spiders pulled their weight in gold. And using, you know, the Eldar strengths as well, the Wall Walkers, you know, with their battle focus and a couple of lances, you know, sacrificing them to hold up the phalanx. At the end of the day, you know, multiple small units really came into the forefront as I was able to just feed the Necrons units and prevent them from doing much more damage in return, which is how I had to play the game. Now, the mission itself is really interesting. It was like a tactical escalation maelstrom where the objectives kind of were unlocked as the game went, but because they were preset, I was able to plan ahead a few turns and also help prevent the Necrons from doing what they wanted to do. Towards the end of the game, just cramming the objectives full of bodies allowed me to solidify the win, and this did not let the Necrons take any of the other objectives. All in all, it was a great game. I'm really liking this list. Make sure you check the link down below for more of just a written army list. Thanks a lot to the patrons who support the channel. If you'd like to help out to support the content, check out the links down below, and tactical stuff, and others. This is Skari. Thanks for tuning in. Out.